What's up guys, it's Jake and Fred. We're out here on the Missouri River in Montana. It's about 7:15 in the morning. We left Great Falls at about 6:30 to try to get some early streamer action before work. Montana has been plagued by fires all year, so naturally the first day we get to go out, it's raining.
This is like an Alaska morning. I am grooving on it. First time I've been wearing Gore-Tex since like May. So yeah, we're really happy to have some chill.
Yeah, we have a bunch of loop rods to try out. We're gonna be swinging some streamers. Should be a good morning.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go.
So what are you looking for when you're doing this primarily? Are you looking for scenes the whole time?
Well, I mean, there's certain spots where the fish are likely to be. So one thing about those browns is, number one, they actually really love the shallow flats in general. So you'll find them so if you break down a flat, there almost always is going to be one sitting at the very top of it, you know, where the water starts to get shallow. Wherever there's like a wrinkle or a little bit of texture, and then right at the base of it, the bottom of it, before it starts to you know, change again. And then beyond that, I mean, they can be scattered, but I found that like over certain flats that I've gone over, you almost always get the fish in the same spots every time. And then eventually you start to figure out, okay, what is it about that spot?
So shallow flats, you're not looking for structure then very often?
Well, you know, like any structure on a shallow flat is certainly going to be a positive. Okay. You know, whether it's just a slightly deeper little depression. Like if you take a whole flat and there's one spot where there's like a 4-foot section where it's just a foot deeper, there's going to be a fish sitting there, guaranteed.
So shallow, you're considering like 6 inches or less? Or
well, like, you know, 3 feet to down to maybe even 18 inches.
Okay. And that's generally early morning the best time?
Generally, but God, I mean, even during the day, like the hopper fishing has been best in that really shallow, skinny stuff. There he is, little guy. First crab on a streamer. God, look at all that water just in that little bit of time. At least we know they're paying attention.
Do you find that with streamer fishing, it's more the weight of your setup that really determines how successful you is?
There's a bunch of factors, but I mean, number one, you got to have a fly that turns their trigger, you know, and some days they like bright, you know, the flashy stuff, some days they don't. Size sometimes matters. Sometimes the bigger flies work better, sometimes the smaller ones. On this river, smaller flies always catch fish, but bigger flies will sometimes do really well. You know, here the fish are holding. There's a drop off right about where I landed, and I didn't get far enough. But we want to get like almost to the bank there. There he is. So that's why. So that was right on the edge of the drop. That's what I mean. Nice little brown. That's good. You can start slipping it. Well, I mean, if you want, I mean, we could go all the way back. If you can do it, we can get back up. I know there's another fish to be caught up there. Pretty sure. Oh, you're good. You can just relax now. I mean, there he is. We got him. Oh! Got owned by that one. Got running line tangled all over me, weeds. But that was the one you rode back up for, Jake, so thanks.
A couple inches if I went.
Yeah, I know it. If this stuff's coming down all the way on the fires, it's gonna help a lot. There he is, little guy. Junior.
Get a picture of that one.
Yeah. Hey, they all got to start somewhere. Boom. Little guys are hot. See ya, little buddy. Oh, got another monster. Yep. We just got to find the big dog. Get bigger, little buddy. So Jake, this is working out pretty good. This morning we're just basically running down a bank here, fishing the shallow flats. I've got a little single hand setup, which is basically a shooting head, which makes it really efficient for tossing the line quick. And the nice thing is I can water load, and if we're on a flat and I want to actually get a cast on the other side of the boat, I can just zing it over to that side, take a few strips, throw it back to the inside, go back and forth. Real efficient way to cover water. We've gone maybe, I don't know, maybe a little more than a quarter of a mile and already hooked 6 or 7 fish. Of course, the big one flipped me the middle fin, got off, but that's often how it goes. We're still searching for the big brown, but we'll find him hopefully. We got another mile to go. Out here? Yeah. Right now, one of the reasons is there's a lot more weeds out there. But most of the fish that are more aggressive and likely to hit this fly. So this fly is very close to the surface when I'm stripping it in. So if a fish is in 4 feet of water on the bottom, he's a lot less likely to come up to the surface and hit this fly. Okay. But if he's in 2 feet of water and this fly comes over his head, number one, it's closer to him, and number two, you know, it's less energy to tip up and get it. He's not worried about it getting away. It's like, oh, there it is, I'm gonna crush that thing. So it's an efficiency thing. If I was fishing out there, I would have to let my fly sink deeper. I just love to eat when you get you're stripping and something just yanks your arm back. Yeah.
There we go. Good rainbow.
Trying to get him up for my GoPro shot.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the GoPro.
Get him in there. Oh, there's another one. Don't move. Nice little brown trout. But you see, so both of those fish came right on the acceleration. Like, it's hard to see, but where the water just suddenly accelerates a little bit. There he is. Haha, he was right up there.
Drop it?
Yeah, might as well. Just throw a little downstream in, let it sink a smidge and give it a twitch, and bang! It cannot resist it. There should be 1 or 2 good browns between the bridge and that. Still supposed to be, well, I think Saturday it clears up a little bit, doesn't it? There's one. Nice brown trap.
You want me to back you up a little bit?
I think I can get it right over from here. I couldn't believe I didn't get a fish in there, and then there was just one of those little long green stringy weeds sticking off the fly that you don't feel, but I'm sure it was causing the issue. Oh man, he hit it so hard from behind. Oh, and he came back. I just left it sitting there and he came back and ate it. That's cool. Just drop anchor for a sec. So did you see that splash?
Yeah.
So he came up behind and hit it so hard, but I didn't feel the hook, or I didn't feel it because it was soft. And so I just let the fly sit there, and he turned around, thought he stunned it, and came back and ate it. Just a nice little brownie. Well, here, you want to cast this thing? Let's finish it out. You want to take the cast? Sure. Or you got somewhere to put the camera? At least get to cast it. So you have to strip it in almost all the way to the head to really get a feel for it. Although, as long as there's tension, you can lift it up a little ahead of it.
Okay, so about.
Yeah, like and then you just pick up and just do one cast. Isn't that easy?
You don't even have to work.
No, I mean that's the whole beauty of it. The only challenge is dealing with the running line. Like a lot of times, what'll happen is the running line ends up catching, you know, in the water, or it catches some weeds, and so you end up with that resistance. Yeah. So Jake jumped up. He'd never tried the single hand Skagit before, and took him maybe 4 or 5 casts to hook up. So I think he'll be getting a single hand Skagit set up. It's a brown. It's a silvery brown.
There we go.
So we did a really short float, just about a mile, and we found out that just like expected, this rain and cool weather really got the fish on the chomp. Hooked a bunch of fish on streamers, throwing a little single hand Skagit setup. Man, I'd like to do this kind of thing all the time. I love it.
Yeah, now we just have to get back to work.
You gotta go back to work. This is work. This is the real deal.
What was your setup again, Fred?
Little 240 grain Scout head from Airflow on a little 6-weight loop Q rod, and I've got a streamer fly I call the Flash and Grab, and then I just had a 5-foot poly leader and 5 feet of 1X tippet. Worked out great.
Yeah, it casts really well.
Super easy to cast, super efficient. Boom.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're gonna go dry off. Be sure to check us out at north40flyshop.com for more updates and videos, and we should have an emag dropping soon.
Yeah.
So look for that. We'll see you next time.
Tight lines.
Tight lines.